Symptoms of high blood pressure. Today, we're talking about the early signs of high blood pressure and how to spot them before it's too late. Most people miss these signs until real damage has already been done. Hi, I'm Alex. Before we start, subscribe for simple, easy-to-understand health tips that help you make smart choices. High blood pressure is often called the silent killer, and for good reason. Millions of people live with hypertension and feel perfectly fine. No pain, no obvious symptoms. For years, everything can seem normal until serious health problems suddenly appear. And that's exactly what makes this condition so dangerous. But your body does send signals. Subtle ones, easy to blame on stress, aging, or everyday fatigue. Unlike many other conditions, high blood pressure develops slowly, sometimes over many years. That's exactly why it's so easy to miss. Today, I'm going to share 7 silent warning signs that may indicate something is wrong with your blood pressure. Headaches. Most people get headaches from time to time, and in many cases, they're harmless. But frequent headaches, especially those that appear in the morning, can sometimes be a warning sign. High blood pressure increases the pressure inside the blood vessels of the brain. This doesn't always cause sharp pain. More often, it feels like tightness, pressure, or a dull ache. Because the pain is mild, many people ignore it or blame it on stress, dehydration, or a long, exhausting day. Over time, these headaches can start to feel normal, even though they shouldn't be ignored. Dizziness. Another common but often overlooked sign is dizziness, or a feeling of brain fog. You may notice that you're not as focused as usual. You might feel slightly unsteady, or like you're not fully present in the moment. This can happen when blood flow to the brain is affected. It usually doesn't lead to fainting, which is why many people ignore it. Many describe it as mental fog, reduced sharpness, or a feeling that their thinking just isn't as clear as it used to be. Constant fatigue. Another signal that often goes unnoticed is constant fatigue, even when you're getting enough sleep. This kind of exhaustion isn't always normal, even with a busy lifestyle. If you feel tired despite proper rest, one possible reason could be high blood pressure. When blood pressure stays elevated, the heart has to work harder every second of the day. Over time, that extra strain adds up and slowly drains your energy. Most people blame this kind of fatigue on stress, age, or work, but sometimes it's your body sending a warning signal that shouldn't be ignored. Breathing difficulties. Another alarming sign is shortness of breath during normal activities, something many people dismiss as tiredness or getting older. If simple walking, climbing stairs, or light daily tasks suddenly leave you feeling out of breath, that's not something to brush off. Long-term high blood pressure puts constant strain on the heart. Over time, the heart may no longer pump as efficiently as it once did. Because these changes happen slowly, people often adapt without realizing it, and don't notice the problem becoming more serious until it's already advanced. Vision changes. Another warning sign you shouldn't ignore is changes in your vision, blurriness or discomfort in the eyes. High blood pressure can damage the tiny blood vessels in the eyes. This may show up as blurred vision, pressure, or discomfort around the eyes and forehead, or difficulty focusing. Some people notice increased sensitivity to light, or brief moments when their vision just doesn't feel quite right. Even if these changes come and go, they matter. Your eyes often reflect what's happening in the rest of your body. Heart palpitations. Another warning sign is a fast or irregular heartbeat, which can indicate extra strain on the heart. If you notice strong palpitations or the sensation that your heart is skipping a beat, It doesn't always mean something urgent or dangerous. Sometimes it's just your heart reacting to elevated pressure in your blood vessels. But if it happens regularly, it's definitely something to pay attention to. Swelling in the ankles or lower legs. Swelling in the ankles or lower legs is another silent warning sign that many people underestimate. This can happen when the heart has a harder time pumping blood efficiently. As a result, fluid starts to build up in the tissues, especially in the legs. Many people dismiss swelling as a result of fatigue, hot weather, standing too long, or a busy day. But if it happens regularly, worsens by the evening, or doesn't go away over time, it could be a sign that your body is under extra strain. And it's definitely not something to ignore. So, when should you check your blood pressure? If you notice several of these warning signs, that's a good reason to do it. Especially if you have a family history of hypertension, live with chronic stress, or are over 30 years old. Even if you consider yourself perfectly healthy, it's a good idea to check your blood pressure at least once a week. Measuring your blood pressure is quick, painless, and takes less than a minute. Checking your blood pressure regularly is an easy step to stay aware of changes in this key indicator of your cardiovascular. You may also be at higher risk if you spend a lot of time sitting, eat a lot of salty food, don't exercise regularly, or smoke. Understanding your risk doesn't mean you need to panic. It means being aware. And awareness is often the first real step toward prevention. If this information helped you better understand your body, consider subscribing to the channel. Here, we talk about health clearly and calmly, without fear or exaggeration, so you know when it's a good idea to see your primary care doctor. Your body rarely shouts. Most of the time, it whispers. Learn to listen. Thanks for watching.